Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Volume 7 of the Back Porch Sessions, where I join you on a weekend morning. Sometimes it's Saturday, usually it's Saturday, sometimes it's Sunday, from my back porch here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona, amongst the Red Rocks as you join us. Maybe you're new, maybe you're joining us for the first time. We get that a lot. Here's the drill. I want you to be intentional. Don't just be a lurker. Jump in, share your name, even if it's just your first name, whether you're joining us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. Share your name, your city, your state, your town, where in the world you're joining us from. And importantly, at least one thing you're grateful for today. It is so important to start each and every day with a sense of gratitude. And as you know, I urge people, as soon as you wake up in the morning, ask yourself two questions. First question is, what's awesome about today? Start with awesome, set that baseline. And the second question is, what will make today even more awesome, right? It acknowledges that there are some things that could be a little bit more awesome, but you start from awesome instead of waking up and saying, there's all these things I got to do today. I hate it, et cetera, whatever it is. So welcome. Happy Sunday. I'm going to check and see who's joining us here. And I'll do that throughout the session. Please let me know if you are here right now. And I'll give you a little shout out. We got a number of people joining us over on LinkedIn, it looks like. I got some bugs here in the background. Who's joining us? Give us a shout out in the comments. I see that people are joining us. Come on in, come on in. Who's out there? Who is out there? Well, we're going to talk today about the business trifecta. What the hell is the business trifecta? There's a lot of different trifectas you could have in business that are important. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about upcoming October 28th and 29th. I'm bringing my 2-day Business Trifecta Bootcamp to Orlando. It is going to be live. It is going to be in person October 28th, 29th. We're going to talk more about that today, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions that you have. We have Hossam from Mullica Hill, New Jersey. Grateful for my family and my health. Thank you again for joining us. You're a regular visitor. We have making buttermilk pancakes soon. Grateful for my wife picking up the blueberries now. I absolutely love that. Is that Larry that wrote that comment? Who wrote that comment? Yeah, of course, Larry Decker. For whatever reason, Larry, it shows up as a LinkedIn user on StreamYard where I stream this. It doesn't show your name. So, well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. We have a number of people joining us. Maybe they'll come out of their shell. Maybe they won't be so shy. Maybe they'll leave their name, their city, their state, their town, where in the world they're joining us from, and at least one thing you're grateful for. You know, the internet is going to be the death of us, but the internet has been wonderful, right? During COVID, it allows us to connect around the world. We're going to get people joining us. We probably already do from other parts of the world, certainly around the country. And one of the beautiful things are those people, you who choose to jump in and share your name, your city, your state, your town, because we're building a global community here. So I want to thank you for joining us. For those of you joining us new, my name is Curt Mercadante, and I help individuals as well as businesses and teams become more purposeful, more productive, and more prosperous. And you know that word prosperity, it doesn't just mean the number of dollars you have in a bank account. It doesn't mean how much you make on a yearly basis. Prosperity goes so much deeper. And you know what? Prosperity is something with which you are born. It is within you, and you have to unleash that prosperity. But it's so easy to put a block on that prosperity by focusing, getting so stressed, getting so fearful about how much money I got saved in my bank account, right? Sometimes we're so down in the forest, chopping down trees, worrying about my career move. Should I take this move? Oh, this is going to make $5,000 more a year. That's not prosperity, my friends. Prosperity starts with a sense of abundance. Prosperity starts with that sense of abundance that knows that when you wake up in the morning, you can achieve anything. Last night I posted on LinkedIn, got a number of likes and shares for whatever that's worth. I said, life isn't fair, but life isn't unfair. Life is what you create it to be. And if you don't believe that, send me a message today and let's get to work. Life is what you create it to be. And that's not some metaphysical mumbo jumbo. Listen, the stuff around you, this computer I'm looking at right now, whatever it is, if you own a business, that started as a thought in your head, right? This coffee, this cup I have my coffee in started as a thought in someone's head. That thought turned into an idea. Guess what? Those ideas turned into actions, and those actions turned into a business, a thing. That's how thoughts become things. That's how your life becomes a thing. Your life is what you create it to be, whether you want to believe it or not. And you know, most of the people who are fond of saying that I just can't take a break, what they have to realize is that shit luck, I call that in quotes, that shit luck they have, is a direct result of the choices they've made. If you believe in luck, then you believe in lack. And lack is when you don't allow that prosperity to flow. It's when you put a block on that prosperity. But when you realize, when you wake up with the realization that you can create whatever day you want, that puts you on the path to prosperity. When you wake up realizing that you can create the career you want, the relationships you want, the self-care you want. If you've always wanted to build that business and you realize that you can create the business you want. Listen, creativity, your creative flow is your biggest, your most potent superpower. It's the most potent superpower of every single human being. Are you allowing it to flow? Are you allowing it to flow? Or are you one of those people who just believes in luck? I'm constantly sick. I'm constantly tired. I'm constantly feeling down. Well, what do you eat? Do you get movement every day? Are you one of those many people in our Western society who sits down all day on your butt, doesn't get movement, eats crap, fills yourself with sugar, and then blames your health all on luck? Now I'm picking on health because as we've seen over the last year and a half, oh my gosh, some people, oh, I got COVID, that's unlucky. I'm hospitalized from COVID. If you go to the CDC, 272,000 people have been hospitalized directly of COVID because of obesity. That's not luck, my friends. I'm picking on that one piece, but you can apply it to business. You can apply it to your relationships. You can apply it to your self-care. Luck equals lack. There's no such thing as luck. What there is you unleashing your prosperity and creating your days. And the first thing you have to do is give yourself permission to do that. So I kind of digressed. As I talked about, I help individuals and businesses and teams become more purposeful, productive, and prosperous, kind of going into what prosperity means. But if you follow us on a regular basis, if you follow me on a regular basis, you know that I like to digress in these live sessions. Evangelia Leclerc, agreed. Thoughts become things, 100%. Evangelia, where are you joining us from? And what's one thing, at least one thing you're grateful for today? SOS Jackson, Yorktown, Virginia, thankful for coffee. Thanks so much for joining us again today, everyone. So let's get into today the business trifecta. What is the business trifecta? Well, in terms of what I help my clients do, the business trifecta is branding, it's marketing, and it's mindset. Those are three things that when I talk to business owners, they really need help with. Now you say, what about sales? Well, sales is important too. And I blend that into what I teach. But let's get into each of those three areas and how I define them. You know, first, branding. When I talk about branding, I'm not talking about your logo. I'm not talking about your website. I'm not talking about your color scheme and all those things that people confuse with your brand. Oh, hey, you're killing it with your brand. Well, how do you know? Because I love your logo, right? How often do you hear that? Well, why aren't you selling? Why aren't you going out and get clients? Well, I'm waiting on my brand, you know, my logo and my website. Here's the deal with my current company. My first 10 clients came in. I had no website. You know what I did? I went out and I started delivering the right message to the right clients, and I generated revenue. I actually got people on the phone. Your logo, your website, your color scheme, all of those things, what social media network you're on, those are all tools that should support your authority brand. But I define brand differently than a lot of people do. I define brand as how you are influenced and how you influence others, how you are influenced and how you influence others. Here's the deal. We all have a brand. Whether you believe it or not, you have a brand. Now, are you taking control of that brand? Are you unleashing it in a way that is going to allow you to work with the people and help the people and have the impact on the people that you want to serve? A brand is how you influence others and how others influence you. I have 4 kids. I got to put on a brand, my dad brand, every day. Every time you leave your house, every time you get on the phone, every time you have a meeting, every time you go to a networking event, whatever it is, you're communicating your brand. You're influencing others. Others are influencing you. Now, when you start there, it's so much more effective than what color is my logo, right? And it's easy to hide behind those tools because then you don't have to go out. You don't have to actually test that impact that you want on others. You don't have to have those ugly conversations. Oh my gosh, someone might say no to me. So it's easier to hide behind your logo and your website. Hello, Julio Humberto Andauer Moya. Feliz dia y benedicciones. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish well, but welcome. Julio, what's one thing you're grateful for today and where are you joining us from? So we're talking about a brand and what it is and what it isn't, how you influence others and how others influence you. And when you build that authority brand, there's 4 pillars of that authority brand. The first one is attention, right? And I talked about that. The second one is accuracy, knowing that ideal client. The third is alignment, aligning what you do, most importantly, with the positive impact your clients get from working with you. And the fourth is authenticity. Robert Bowles asks, by the way, Curt, do you believe in fate? Good morning. I just picked up my phone and somehow inadvertently you're on. My initial reaction was, what the hell? Who is this guy talking on my phone? Kept an open mind. You had me about 4 or 5 sentences. Thanks a lot, Robert. And thank you for joining us. What's one thing you're grateful for today? So we're talking about the business trifecta, branding, marketing, mindset, and what a brand is and what it isn't. Don't confuse the branding tools, the color, the website, the social media, whatever that is. Those are tools that should support your authority brand. And when you communicate that authority brand, you start with the who. Who wants what you have to serve? Who is going to treat you like a trusted advisor instead of a vendor? Right? You get down to that person. All sales is person to person. Stop using the terms B2B and B2C because there's a person at that company that is going to hire you. Start identifying who that person is. What do they want? What's the positive impact they want from you? They want from you. And then you reverse engineer that to put together your clear and compelling impact story, which speaks directly to that positive impact. It's not a job title. It's not the how. It's not how the sausage is made. I urge all of you, stop using job titles. Some of you are viewing on LinkedIn. If your LinkedIn headline is a job title or what you do or the process of providing it, get rid of that. Start speaking to that impact. You know why? That's how you're going to differentiate yourself from all your competitors who have a job title. Remember earlier I said thoughts turn into ideas, turn into actions, turn into things. Well, your business started out as a thought turned into an idea. Your business is the manifestation of those thoughts and those ideas. And within those thoughts and ideas lies your authority, the unique way you provide your positive impact. You might have 9 or 10 competitors. If you're a financial advisor, guess what? Most people can't tell the difference between the product or service of you and your competitors. So why would you just call yourself a financial advisor? Differentiate yourself by speaking directly to the positive impact your clients want from working with you. I had one client who went through my boot camp last year who worked specifically with medical practice owners in their 50s. So he doesn't just say he's a financial advisor. He speaks directly to helping those medical practice owners who are on the cusp of retirement. I had a lead personal trainer I was working with. Well, there's a lot of personal trainers out there, but he spoke directly to the people he worked with. You know what his impact story was after we worked together? I help high-achieving executive women look better, feel better, move better. That differentiates him from all the meatheads who want to help you deadlift more and lose weight. And he specifically worked with high-achieving executive women. He actually worked with women 55 to 65. So that impact story message, by the way, I don't like the term value proposition. Go look in the dictionary at the word proposition and what that means. You're not giving a proposal right off the bat. And I hope you're not selling sex. So I can't stand that word value proposition. It's impact story because guess what? The definition of a business is having a positive impact on the life of someone else. And that's not the definition of your business. And you need to get in a new business or redefine what you do. When you wake up in the morning, think of how different your mindset would be. If you wake up in the morning and say, I get to go help someone through my business. I get to go make a positive impact on them, because that's what a business is all about. But I know people who wake up and they're, oh my gosh, I got to wake up today and I got to sell. And to me, selling means I got to go beg people to dig into their pocket and give me money for something they may or may not want. And that sounds like hype. It sounds like exaggeration, but I know people who do that. It might be you. Sorry, I just spilled my coffee all over the place here. I get a little worked up. And that's not only an ineffective way to run a business and sell. God, that's a crappy mindset to have every single morning, right? You're certainly not going to unleash your prosperity and your abundance, and your mindset's going to be crap every day, because it's all about take, instead of having a positive impact. So you identify that ideal client, you reverse engineer it, you put together that impact story, and then you look at the tools that are most effective and efficient to help you communicate in the shortest, simplest, most effective way that impact story to your ideal clients. That's how I define brand. Then when you start bringing in those tools, whether it's social media, your website, how you're going to communicate, maybe some paid media, that's when you get into the second of the business trifecta, which is marketing. But so many people start with marketing. Well, I'm going to run ads. Well, who are your ideal clients? And what's your message? Right? If you start with marketing instead of building that strong brand foundation, it's going to be garbage in, garbage out. Now, you might be able to figure it out, right? What do they say? A broken clock is right twice a day. So you might be able to figure it out, but you also might waste a ton of money and a ton of time. Build that strong foundation. Then look at marketing it, right? Because the marketing is the broadcasting of that information. But if you don't have that foundation, what the hell are you going to broadcast? And the third piece of that trifecta is mindset. And I don't just talk about rah-rah motivational mindset, because all that crap is why the gyms are crowded on January 1st or 2nd, and they're empty by the end of the month. You know, the people who are still there reaching their health goals at the end of the year are the people who have a process-oriented mindset. I've talked about this before. But if you just have a positive mindset without a process to back it up, that's like smiling as you sink and die in quicksand. That smile's not going to last too long. So forget the rah-rah, forget the motivation. You got to pair process with your mindset. So we talk in the Business Trifecta Bootcamp about building a process-oriented mindset, which is a bulletproof mindset. Is that process that even on the days you feel like crap, all you got to do is put one foot in front of the other. I like to say that when I wake up in the morning, I don't want to think. I want to be able to focus on my process. Now, having that abundance mindset is important. We work on that as well. But having a process, I'll tell you what, the biggest reason I see business owners fail is because they don't have a consistent process. They wake up and hope is their strategy. I'm going to throw stuff out there and hopefully people come back at me. And then COVID hits or something else hits or the algorithm affects them, right? Having a consistent process is so important, and that will build a process-oriented, bulletproof mindset. So that's the business trifecta: branding, marketing, and mindset. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. I'm here. We're here for another 11 minutes. I'm going to give a shout out to who's joining us. SOS, you should always be ready to influence others. Sometimes you need to get super uncomfortable to find yourself. You can learn a lot by going into those dark places. Absolutely, SOS. I love it. And by the way, I love this from Robert Bowles as well. Picked up my phone and somehow inadvertently, you're on. My initial reaction was, who's this guy talking on my phone? Hey, lots of people I know, if I reach out to them, say, who the hell is this guy on my phone? Kept an open mind. You had me about 4 or 5 sentences. I'm grateful for bumping into you and hearing a story that might be the story to help me support my family in the manner I've been searching for. Robert, I'd love to hear more. If you want to throw it in the comments or message me, send me a private message and we can get on a call this week. Justin, good morning. Welcome here. Grateful for my family and stability. Now, SOS, you're speaking something that I'm going to push back on a little bit. Embrace the grind. When you fail, start over, modify, and get back at it. Don't fear failure, fear quitting. I agree with everything except the grind. And if you've watched any of my content, you know I want you to take the hustle and grind and I want you to break it in half. Because my friends, the answer to being truly free and fulfilled and successful is not the hustle and grind. It is flow, getting in that state of flow. I ask you to imagine yourself as water flowing down a river. Right? Now, boulders come in the river. Think of those boulders as the challenges in your life. Now, the hustle and grind pornographers would have you go up behind that boulder, grab the boulder, start punching the boulder, and beat your head against that boulder until you are bloody. And then if you say, well, I'm bleeding, I got to stop. Those hustle and grind pornographers, they're going to sell you books and they're going to sell you speeches and they're going to sell you more professional development crap by saying you're just weak. You need more motivation. You got to grind. You got to start beating the crap out of those boulders. And guess what? Someone like me who's in a state of flow is flowing. I see those boulders and I flow to the right and I flow to the left. And then I wave to all you hustle and grind people who are bloody and stuck behind the boulder, and I'm still flowing toward my goal. Why? Because I know my superpowers. I know my inherent strengths to get there. I have a clear vision. And then if those boulders are in the way, guess what? I'm going to take a detour around them. You don't get any medals. You don't make any more money in your business for working hard when you could work smart. Listen, I love to defend minimal effort. Not in terms of being lazy, but to find the shortest, simplest, straightest route to my outcomes. Now, does that mean I'm afraid of working hard? Absolutely not. Go pick up my book, 5 Pillars of the Freedom Lifestyle, and look how the hustle and grind literally almost killed me and ruined my family. The best thing I did was 3.5 years ago, shut down my 7-figure PR and ad agency at peak revenue and say, fuck it to the hustle and grind and start getting in a state of flow. I'm more free. I'm more fulfilled. I have more prosperity. We're traveling the world. I'm living here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And it happened when I said no to the hustle and grind. No to this aimlessly, I'm just going to be in the forest and I'm going to cut down as many trees as possible. You know what? I started going above the forest, looking down and saying, I can get where I want to go just by chopping down 2 trees. So forget the hustle and grind. I'm going to get in a state of flow, which, by the way, is one of the 5 pillars of the freedom lifestyle. Superpowers, vision, alignment, outcomes, and flow. And when you have that clear vision, you know you can reverse engineer it to find those outcomes where you want to go. And when those boulders get in the way, I suggest you don't get behind them and start punching the boulders. Find a different route that allows you to get to your vision, to your destination, to your desired outcomes in an easier manner. It's not about being lazy. And it's not about working hard. It's about working smart. I digressed again. So we talked about the Business Trifecta branding, marketing, mindset. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Business Trifecta Bootcamp that's coming up. It's live. It's October 28th, 29th in Orlando, Florida. If you've been locked down, if you've been quarantined for the past 1.5 years and you want to get out to a beautiful place, Orlando in October is beautiful. Bring your family, whatever it is, go to the parks, Universal, Disney, whatever it is, Legoland is nearby. Come on down. Listen, it's no frills. It's no BS. This isn't a retreat. It's at the Spring Hill Suites. It's right by the airport. You can take a free shuttle right over to the hotel. It's 2 days we get to work. We get to work on helping you build your authority brand, defining the who, defining who gets a positive impact from what you provide and who wants what you provide. We start with that who. Who is your ideal client? We get down, we get dirty, we get aggressive, and then we reverse engineer that who to put together your impact story. When you walk away from this 2-day bootcamp, you are going to have your authority brand foundation. We're also going to start building that process every single day. Since June 1st, I've gotten out 25 proposals, and those are starting to hit. People are jumping into this bootcamp and my other bootcamp, my Freedom Business Bootcamp. You know why? Because every single day I follow my process. By the way, it takes about an hour a day plus some calls. And I get out proposals to people who want. Do they all say yes? No. But you know what happens when they say no? I do 2 things. First, I say next, and I move on to another conversation and another proposal. And then I keep in touch with the person who said no, because they likely will become a client down the road. So the Business Trifecta Bootcamp is about building that strong brand foundation and then talking in terms of marketing, that second trifecta, how to communicate that on a regular basis without throwing good money after bad. We're not going to start with how to do Facebook ads and pay-per-click. We're going to build that strong foundation so it's not garbage in, garbage out. Who's your ideal client? Who do you want to serve and who wants what you offer? What's that one sentence, clear and compelling impact story that speaks to the positive impact you provide your clients? And then we're going to look at how can you communicate that message most effectively. And it's all going to be wrapped up in building a process-oriented, bulletproof mindset where you wake up every morning looking at how you can help other people. And that's how you follow that process to get there, to build your revenue. Right message to the right clients to generate the right revenue. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're doing at the Business Trifecta Bootcamp, October 28th and 29th in Orlando. If you want to learn more, if it would be worth 20 minutes to you to get on a call with me to learn how we can help you with the Business Trifecta to build that strong brand foundation, to market that brand, to communicate your impact story to the right clients, to generate the right revenue, drop something in the comments here. Send me a private message. We'll get it on the call. We can speak to the desired outcomes that you have between that. Listen, we're about halfway through 2021. What do you want your business to look like by the end of this year? Let's talk about how to get there. And then we can even talk about how the Business Trifecta Bootcamp can help you get there. You can go to my website, curtmercadante.com/services. And if you go there, there's info on the bootcamp as well. Be happy to hop on a call with you this week to talk about how we can help you get there. Again, it's no frills, it's no BS, it's not some retreat. We get to work. There's actually going to be 90 minutes on day 2 where I show you the process. So you better get ready to start booking appointments at the bootcamp. I want you to start generating revenue at the bootcamp. Well, I can't afford that. It's an expense. Know the difference. If you're a business owner, start knowing the difference between an expense and an investment. It's like a gym, right? Well, that's an expense. A gym is an investment in your health. The bootcamp we put on is an investment in your business. So if you're stuck in the quicksand, if you're stuck in that grind and you can't get that business going and you're having trouble delivering the right message to the right clients to generate the right revenue, let's get on a call this week. Let's talk about the Trifecta Bootcamp, Business Trifecta Bootcamp, branding, marketing, mindset, and how we can help you. SOS, do agree about the grind. I probably should have said embrace the process. Be patient. If you understand the process, it will come. Absolutely. Hey man, I can't help but when I see that word grind, go into my little spiel about the grind. So we've talked about what is the Business Trifecta, branding, marketing, mindset. We've defined each of those. We've talked about the Business Trifecta Bootcamp and how that can have a positive impact on you if you're a business owner or someone who wants to build a business. And now I'm going to turn it over to you for any questions that you have today. Robert, you got it. I will email you as soon as I get off, definitely. And there's a couple ways I work with my clients. We have the Business Trifecta Bootcamp. It's live October 28th, 29th this year. We also have another virtual bootcamp that starts in September. It's a 7-week virtual bootcamp. It is the Freedom Business Blueprint Bootcamp, where we help you put together that blueprint to build that runway to get where you want to go in terms of building a freedom business. And a freedom business is that business that enables you to provide your unique and fulfilling impact to the clients you want to serve while empowering your freedom lifestyle and your freedom lifestyle, whatever that means to you. So we have those 2 boot camps. They're wonderful. We have the Freedom Inner Circle, which is a monthly deal where we have 3 live trainings, virtual trainings per month. So those are the ways we help our clients. Robert, I'll reach out. If you'd like to learn more, anyone would like to learn more about how we can help you either build your freedom business, build your authority brand, communicate the right message to the right clients to generate the right revenue, please reach out. If you are joining the replay, thank you. Please jump in. If you're viewing this later today or tomorrow, share your name, your city, your state, your town, your continent, country, whatever. What one thing you're grateful for today. If you're joining us live, I want to thank you. Live, replay, archive, whatever. I want to thank you for joining me here today on volume 7 of the Back Porch Sessions. Next week, if I do have good internet access, I'm going to be joining you from Page, Arizona, right up at the Utah-Arizona border at Lake Powell. So hopefully I have good enough internet to join you. And the week after that might be up in Grand Junction, Colorado. We're going to be traveling for a month. And I want to thank you for joining us today. My name is Curt Mercadante. I help individuals, businesses, and teams become more purposeful, productive, and prosperous. Every weekend, we're here with the Back Porch Session. So I want to thank you for joining us today. And I want to wish you a week of freedom, prosperity, and abundance. Thank you.